Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. And how do you do? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. And how do you do? Yes, Edwina B here. Miss Cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. I am so happy. I feel fantastic. Why? Because he woke me up this morning. He chose me for this day that I will never, ever, ever see again. Neither will I see this moment that I'm saying, I love you. I love you. He loves you. I love me. And I hope you love me too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, this is going to be a hot show today. Woo! I'm going to tell you why after I take a drink of this coffee. Y'all just wait. Let me get the normal out the way. This is Free to Hope. Y'all know that. From recovery, emerge empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. You also know that I am inviting you on April the 27th, right? Mark your calendars, April the 27th, for you to be in the room with me so I can give you some of this energy. Do you know Joe Biden, the president, calls me the hugger of Delaware, as well as Chris Coons, as well as Tom Carper? And if you have received a hug from me, you know you would agree. You never know when a hug means so much to someone. You just never know. But I did learn to ask because some people like, my bad. No, no, thank you. But so guess what? If you ever received a hug from me, meet me in the room on April the 27th as I share with you how my brokenness and being broke has been changed, altered, right? Dismissed in some areas, right? Why? Because of spiritual principles from a AA 12-step spiritual program, the scriptures of the Bible, yes. My church affiliation, yes. The 5 agreements by the Uwees family, yes. The spiritual revival hour with Dr. Benjamin Trimby Brown and those gospel songs, yes. Dr. Sonia of P3 University, yes. AJ Harding, Good Morning Coffee with AJ Harding, yes. And Dr. J. Mackler, my mentor, yes. And there are many, many more who have contributed to my spiritual expansion, my spiritual increase in understanding who he is and who I am as it relates to belonging to him. Okay? So mark your calendars, okay? I gotta take a drink again. I gotta make myself slow down. All right. Oh. This is gonna be a special tribute. And so I just wanted to get the logistics out, as I said before. And so February the 22nd of 1990, y'all know that's when I surrendered my life. And on February the 23rd of 1990 was my beginning of healing from my brokenness and being broke of mental illness and substance abuse and the lifestyles that go with it, okay? So the main thing, I just wanted to invite you on April the 27th, right? And also to let you know, free from recovery, emerge empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. Now, I want to take this time, right? I want to take this time to acknowledge, hold on, y'all, acknowledge. Let me see if I can put it on real small first, right? So this is what I want to do. Hold on, y'all. Today is a special day for a special person in my life. Yes, yes, yes. All right, here it goes, y'all. Help me wish my daughter, Kenesha Edwina Treasure Dockery. Yes, yes, yes. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. A happy birthday today. Wait a minute. And so I want to hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. This is what I want to do. All right. So I want y'all to wish my daughter Kenesha Edwina Treasure Dockery, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Oh my God. Oh my God. Tears of joy. Tears of joy. Tears of joy. I'm going to dedicate this podcast to my daughter. Yes, I named her Kenesha Edwina Dockery, and between her and her father, and maybe with my permission, I don't exactly remember, they like the name Treasure. All right, so born on March the 20th, 1978, y'all do the math, right? And I believe it was 8:15, 8:20 in the morning. She weighed 6 pounds and 13 ounces. I had her naturally. Yes, I did. I also breastfed her until her brother came along 18 months later, and she too would not let go of one of those breasts, right? Because I had them both the same time on each breast, right? But that is the beginning of the life of my daughter, Kenesha Edwina Treasure Dockery. All right, so I have to, with all due respect, continue to be transparent and authentic. Yes, okay? And so when you suffer from co-occurring disorders and substance abuse, your behaviors, your attitudes, your ideas has a ripple effect on your family. And as happy as I am to be alive, number one, happy as I am to be able to dedicate this show to my daughter, just like AJ Harding shared this morning, our relationship was not always the best because neither one of us, during some challenging times, understood what we were both going through individually and collectively. You would say, Weena, what do you mean by that? Okay. And so let me, share with you the before, the during, and the after of my child, Kenesha Edwina Treasure Dockery, right? And when I say that it has not always been easy, it has not always been pretty, right? But the truth of the matter is that I was chosen to be her parent. She was chosen to be my child. I learned that in my 12-step spiritual program, that nothing happens by mistake. We don't choose our family. We don't choose our gender. We don't choose our culture. We don't choose our color. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things in life that we were just, we didn't even choose to be born in a sinful nature, in this sinful world. in some, instances, right? So by not knowing all those things, I've learned through my 4-step program, the inventory that says go all the way back to find out where your attitudes, ideas, and behaviors were formulated. So when it comes to my precious, precious, precious daughter, Kenesha Edwina Treasure Dockery, my firstborn, there's a story to be told. And I'm going to tell it. And I'm going to tell the truth. Y'all know I'm authentic and I am transparent. All right. So, my daughter was born in a state of confusion for me. Okay. To be totally honest and transparent, I can say she was born out of love and she was planned and all of that. That wasn't the case. It just wasn't the case. I and her now know dad. Did you get that? Her now know dad, because I had to go through a paternity test to make sure that the white Kenneth Dockery was really her dad. So that's what I meant by she was born and some confusion. She was born with some uncertainty from my perspective, not God's, right? From my perspective. And so when you go to evaluate your life and you evaluate what transpired during your journey, during your process, you have to begin with the truth. Yes. And so as a result, that she was not, I can say, born out of love. She was born out of love from God, right? But the confusion and not knowing who the father was created a part of me that was sometimes stressful, sometimes disillusioned, sometimes baffled. But then on the other side, I experienced the joy of carrying a child. I experienced the joy of being pregnant. I experienced the joy of the growth, right? And so there was like a seesaw in my emotions while carrying my daughter, Kenesha Edwina Treasure Dockery. And so when I say that my mental state at that time, when she was born and before she was born, I had separated from her dad, and I started working for a recording studio. And I also was in the beginning of my addiction, if you will, that it had progressed a lot more, right? When I became employed with this recording studio. All the men, the drugs, the money, the entertainment, and all that, right? And so leaving my husband after 18 months of being married, right? I had waited for him since I was 12 years old, made up my mind at 15 I was going to marry him. And for a while, what we experienced, I thought, was love, and somebody said it was infatuation. From his perspective, I don't know, because and I found out later, I was not the only woman in his life, right? So that's okay. And no, it wasn't okay then, because it's okay now, because I identified my brokenness and being broke in that relationship. However, coming into the limelight of entertainment and yes, I fell prey to an individual, yes. And like anything else, my womanhood, my sense of wanting to be validated, my sense of wanting to, prove that I'm worthy, I succumb to temptation. And in all honesty, I thought that individual was her dad. When we talk about being naive and everything, But this is a happy day. But I can't share the happy day without sharing the beginning, the during, and the after. That's who I am. Okay. And so because of that situation, it was finally determined that her father, my husband at the time, was her dad. Okay. There came with me, the fact of giving birth to this beautiful daughter who happened to be 2 weeks late, right? And so, not knowing about pregnancy for myself, and not knowing what to expect. She should have been born, well, I'm going to say she could have been born 2 weeks prior to today, because I was in the movies, and I got this sharp pain, like, ooh, what was that? What was that? What was that? Right? Right? And then it went away. So 2 weeks later, when she did, come, she came out scaly, like little fish, the scale fish, right? And even though she was beautiful, I was like, what's wrong with her skin? Listen, I'm honest and transparent, right? And so the doctor explained to me that the longer a child stays in the womb, their skin begins to change, and that I should have came when I first got that pain, but I didn't know. But guess what? She's here. And so I'm going to say that her birth was amazingly painful. And it's only one regret that I have. And I'm not, it's only one regret that I have, right? And that was that I did not invite my mother to go with me when she offered, so I had to deal with that and forgive myself for that. But that was the only thing I would have done differently, is invited my mother to be with me by my side. Instead, it was her dad. So anyway, she's born and breastfed and everything. And her name, Kenesha, right, was given to her by the owner of TSOP, Philadelphia International Record, the Sound of Philadelphia. She was named by Kenny Gamble. No, that's not her dad, so don't even go there. But he helped to comfort me. He helped to nurture me during this pregnancy, and she was named after him. I was sitting on the floor in his office, and we were going through names, Kenya, this and that, didn't I? Kenesha. So that's how she got her name, Kenesha. Her goddad is Kenny Gamble. Yes. And so Kenesha, Edwina, of course, right? Treasure Dockery was brought into this beautiful world, really, but to a confused mother. Yes. Who was in the midst of a progressive disease of mental illness and substance abuse. Okay. So that lays the foundation. All right. So let me share with you the beautiful journey of my daughter, Kenesha Edwina Treasure Dockery. All right. So here you have her, right? Happy birthday to you. I'm going to share some pictures. Okay. This is the after. I'm going to share with you the during, but let me share with you the after. All right. So here, beautiful smile, lively, she is who she is, and she's my daughter, right? And so the next slide talks about, her being at the license and inspection for the city of Philadelphia. She's a top inspector there. This picture in the middle was a few years ago. She dressed me up in these costumes for Christmas and all. And this picture right here was she had to be about 3 months old, and I was 20 at the time. Okay. And so then we go to when her brother, that's DJ and that's Kenesha. And when she had breast cancer, she lost all her hair. And this is a picture of her brother holding her. And so when you look at the before and after, you would think, okay, I agree, but there's something in the middle you need to hear about, all right? And so then we go here to her three daughters, right? Shyla's the oldest one. Then we have Amira, and then we have Alana, all in the same Christmas picture, all dressed up, right? And so one of the things that I just want to just go back again and review and let y'all see these awesome pictures of my daughter and how proud of her I am. Okay, now here comes the during. What has helped her to get to where she is now, and what has transpired during our lives for me to get to where I am now. So I told y'all I kept a journal, right? Okay, so doing in my journal is a letter that my daughter wrote to me when she was 14. Okay, because my addiction. Oh, here's a picture of us in my journal entries, right? And so I want to share with you how challenging it is to be integrated back into the family or integrated back into your children's lives after an addiction, chemical dependency, mental illness, and all the behaviors that go with it. And so I turned over my children to their dad, thinking I was going to get help, but I wound up getting worse. And so she had to have been maybe 7, and my son was 5. Okay. And I didn't get them back into my life, even though I was in and out, in and out, in and out, until she was 13 going on 14, and he was 11 going on 12. So, and getting back into her life, she wrote this letter to me while we were working together here in Wilmington, and I got her a little job at the city. And I was trying to be the mother again and all that. So let me get to the story, because I had to go to my meeting at 7:30. But this, I want y'all to listen carefully. This is the words that comes from a child who is wounded, right? Particularly from the aspect of how our lives as parents can affect our children. And as a result of this letter that she wrote me when she was 14, got us into counseling. So listen, okay? All right. She wrote this on Monday, July the 13th, 1992. I only had a couple years in the program. She says, so it's titled Daughter's Letter of Expressions of Feelings. And she writes, just to let you know that I understand what kind of person you are about and the kind of female you are. But you have to understand that I am not your type of person. You are to spend and give for non-important things and then turn around and ask for other people's money. Now, when you told me at lunch break today that since I work now, I don't help you out when needed, and you help me out. But listen to this, mother, she underlined it. When I didn't have a job last summer, did you mind spending your money on me? No, underline. But now you but now you to want me again, as it was written. But no, you want me to go on. Now you want to go on mouthing about I don't respond to your needs. You know what me and my father would say to that BS? Woo! While my father takes care of me and DJ before, and now how do you think he feels when you don't respond to his needs, when you don't give him sugar honey iced tea? Shit. And he's been taking care of us, feeding, clothing, and educating us longer than we've been alive so far. And you, the one complaining about me giving you money, you got a harsh nerve. Like when you come down to Philly to see us over our father's house, you ask him for money and you never offered to help pay the bills just for him to spend some money on us because you never hardly do. And he wants to take us around the world like he has, but he can't because of you being stuck up for money. And I'm starting to hate you for that. Underline. But let me just tell you something, and I'm going to tell you my feelings straight up. Won't you go ask your wannabe boyfriends for some money and not ask me for my little paycheck of 100 and something when they have more money? And stop pounding me, okay? Because you're at my job. So just leave me alone. On the third page, I'm just going to give you a little message me and my father has been planning to do. And that plan is that if you keep pounding me about giving you money, my father says that he will give me a $60 train ticket to go back and forth to work in the morning and to come home after I get off of work. Then it will be for every week I come to work. And another thing, my father said, I can tell you, and he will tell you too, and he told me to tell you that you can kiss both of our asses. Underline. And he said, when you take DJ, that ain't doing or make it easier, better for him, because he will still have to pay the bills forever and ever and ever because of you. Not me, because of you. Being truly selfish. So just stop making me look like a heartless person and think about what you say and tell me, mother, because all that gas for the car, the bills, the food, the personal needs are your responsibility. For the last time saying it, you drive the same distance and use the same amount of gas to go back and forth home to work. And then the thing about it is that you've been paying the same amount of money for gas before I even started to work. And another thing, why did you want me to have this job? No, I know why. So I can support your needs. Never that. So be gone. Signed, Kanisha T. Dockery. P.S. Life sucks when it comes to stuff like this, especially when it comes to you. Huh? You see what I mean? You see what I mean? That letter got us into counseling because I didn't know what to do. And the first thing the counselor said was to thank my daughter for being honest and willing to express her true feelings. And we sat in that counseling session, the three of us, my son, my daughter, and I. We cried. And my counselor just said, listen, Edwina, listen. My son didn't have much to say, but as a result of this letter, my daughter explains even the more the feelings of resentment, hatred, betrayal, abandonment, abuse she experienced as a result of my mental illness and substance abuse. Yes. Yes. And so that was the beginning of the end of our brokenness and being broke and on the road to healing from our brokenness and being broke. So when you come on April the 27th, you will hear more about that. But I wanted to end by saying that, listen, to God be the glory. To God be the glory, right? And so help me to once again say happy birthday to my daughter, Kenesha Edwina Treasure Dockery, the owner of her own construction company called The Woman's Touch. She's the top level inspector at the license and inspection for the city of Philadelphia. And she is the mother, and y'all seen the pictures of Shyla, yes, Edwina Dockery, yes, Amira Monet Dockery, yes, and Alana Brielle Dockery, yes. And I am so proud to say happy birthday to my daughter. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. See what happens when you are freaking tired of being broken and broke? It has a ripple effect around those you love. You heal and you help them to heal, but all under the grace and mercy of our Heavenly Father. Yes. Are you tired of being broken and broke? Join me on April the 27th. The invite is coming, but to God be the glory. I just want to end by saying, I love you. You love me. We are one big family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? Happy birthday, Kenesha, my Toogie Boogie #1. That's what I called her, Toogie Boogie #1. Have a blessed day. Be blessed and bless somebody else.